Welcome back to Anime Fight Club, everyone. My name is Grim. Today we'll be concluding this volume, I believe it was volume 11, of Baki the Grappler, Grappler Baki, Hanma Baki, the manga associated with seasons 1 and 2 of the anime. And in the last video, in the last couple videos, Baki's been on the Yasha mountain in front of the Yasha cave. Ando's gotten hurt. Baki's at the point of trying to get himself bigger so that he can go ahead and fight this Yasha ape. So hopefully that fight happens in this volume. If not, it'll be the next one. I don't know if he'll continue training and it'll just be like a super climax type thing of him coming across the Yasha ape right at the end of the volume. But either way, we're about to finish this volume. So Baki's apparently rushing up this mountain while holding, instead of his supplies, but holding a massive rock. This rock, even though not as large as Baki, should definitely weigh more than him. So he's definitely awesome for sprinting while carrying such a thing. Not only is he sprinting, but he's sprinting upward. He's sprinting up this mountain while holding this little mini boulder. Has to be like 400 or 500 pounds worth of rock. So he's climbing upward. Baki. So someone yells his name. Yujiro. Lesson 3. When you keep working out and keep training, eventually you will reach a wall you can call a limit. But that limit is simply your brain telling you or giving you a sign that if you keep going on, it will be dangerous. Because that sign is triggered by pain. And for most, it truly is the sign to stop. But the human body isn't something so frail that it would break that easily. It's usually during the interval that this sign hits people. But it's up to them if they ignore it or not. And if they do, the brain will do a truly interesting thing. The pain will be taken away. It'll go away? It's not as if it will disappear. It's just that it will be replaced by a good feeling. That is the effect of the endorphins that the brain will release. It's a drug. It is the strongest drug known to man. It is said that it's 1,000 times stronger than morphine. If used correctly, the people who can bring this forth become really strong and can do things even after their so-called death. It is said that all the first-class athletes are able to freely manipulate this release. Come! So Baki's trying to force this release of endorphins. At this moment, looks like he's reached that limit. His eyes start to shake, he's sweating profusely, and he starts to just kind of melt into the universe. He has this moment of enlightenment as these endorphins kick in. This is it. So he continues running, continues punching, continues laying into these trees, throwing punch after punch, trying to further push himself from his limit. So as he continues to do so, his mind continues to expand, or these endorphins continue to release. He's climbing ropes, he's going up and down. Oh wow, that's incredible. All while keeping those legs out, keeping that core tight. So he continues his regimen of extreme training and continues to release these endorphins. We see his legs and feet again and liquid falling, but luckily this time it's sweat. He's not pissing himself. So he just continues to push himself forward more and more. Push-ups this time. Gets back to Sir Ando's house and dives back into that food. Continues to just smash everything in sight. He's just eating constantly. I like the way he just digs this bowl into the soup and then throws it down his throat. Like that, 3 months passed. Wow, no info on how Mr. Ando's doing. So during those 3 months, Baki has completely changed. You can see his back here. His arms are a lot more defined and large. Look at him. Starts the transformation into the Baki that we all know and love. Well, Baki, do you truly wish to become a real grappler? Then there is a step you will have to make. So Baki's standing at the edge of this cliff. Chapter 98. It's literally like a new person. So Baki's standing at the edge of this cliff, looking down it. Man, what a drop. That time. Even if you are my flesh and blood, I will not take it easy on you. That is an unwritten rule in martial arts, and there are more than a few things you will never learn by simply practicing. Do you think you can do it? Right here and now, I'm going to hit you with all the strength in this fist. That scares Baki. The right thing to do would be to receive this hit. No way. I'll die for sure. You will just die. You won't feel any pain. So Yujiro cocks back this fist. Oh my goodness, goes to throw. This is just scary even to look at. So Yujiro throws this fist at this young boy who looks like something sparked in him as this fist is coming toward his face. Oh wow, inside the attention marks by Baki's eye, you can see faces. Looks like you see him as a baby, his mom, here's Yujiro. Maybe more pictures of him as a baby, maybe all three of these were him as a baby. But either way, for Kisuke-sama to throw that into these marks is just awesome. So Yujiro's face gets even closer to Baki. Baki's life continues to flash before his eyes. You've got to be kidding me. So I'm assuming Yujiro stopped short, but even the force from that punch still sent Baki flying backward. Yujiro says, "What did you see? Did you see it? Those 6 years that you've lived?" So, this man knew that Baki's life was going to flash before his eyes. So Baki rapidly shakes his head up and down. Yes, it's the moment when humans die. Some will see their entire lives flash before them. It's as if death is showing you what you have done so far before he takes you. Thanks to the power behind my fist, you were able to once again see the 6 years you have lived. You just lived 6 years in one moment. That is not something you can experience just by working out. But that moment only comes when you are about to meet death. But if you are able to control every moment, you will be able to control death. And that is where true strength hides. It's called the concentration of death. Boy, what a lesson from Uncle Yujiro. It's always chilling, at least to me, when he has these teachable moments to Baki. When he goes from being a literal demon to a father for just a moment, it gives me chills. Like, that's really something, because Baki is standing atop this cliff trying to push himself to jump off while remembering the words of a father that's just the worst to him. Like, that's just insane. But he still has respect for that man. He still knows that he knows what he's talking about. So Baki says, I'm going to do what that monster did. Looks over the cliff. I will die. I will really die. So Baki turns around, heads back into the forest, runs headfirst into a tree. You are not really going to die, you idiot. Then he has the memory of Ando here screaming, Baki, help me. This is a crazy image, having Ando coming out of Baki's forehead. Looks like a horn, but whatever. Baki turns around, looks back over that cliff. This is nothing. Damn it. Rushes up toward it, as fast as he can, stops last second, takes a deep breath, turns back around, then leaps off it backward. Good job. Mustered up the courage to do the impossible. Leaps off this cliff. I did it. Now he's looking at the ground, rushing toward him. As he's falling toward the ground, he sees a piece of ledge. Look how close he got to it before he decided to do anything. It's like he flips and kicks off of it. Then as he's falling again, he sees this piece of branch. But remember, everything is moving extremely slow to him. He was able to see 6 years in a moment. This 10 seconds that it's going to take him in the fall is going to feel like an eternity. So you see the sweat going upward, letting us know that something is happening extremely quickly. So from there, Baki, what did he do to the branch? Maybe he just dodged it? But he says, I can see it, as he looks at these rocks and whatnot heading toward him. I can see it. I can see it. I can see it. It's as if I'm falling in slow motion. So he's kicking off of these pieces of rock and whatnot to slow himself down and to keep himself really from hitting those pieces of earth. He finally makes it all the way down. He falls into the river. Then he yanks himself back up. I'm going to win the fight. So now we're back to seeing images of the Yasha ape in its cave. Super dark. I like the way he portrayed that darkness. It's really awesome. Is the Yasha ape training too? What is this? He broke off something. I can't tell what it is. So now Baki's back outside the Yasha ape's lair. He's lit a fire and is meditating. It looks like the Yasha ape sees him. Baki feels the Yasha ape see him. Yasha ape walks out of the cave and is now behind Baki, who is starting to get back on his feet. Yasha ape's looking like Fred Flintstone. Like, I don't even know. So chapter 99, entitled Ring. Hopefully that's the bell that starts the battle between Baki and this Yasha ape. So the Yasha ape is outside. Looks like it roars. Do you really think you have time to look away? So Baki dashed from, alright, so Baki was sitting here. Yasha ape came out, roared. Baki dashed behind it, said, do you really think you have time to look away? And has prepared 3 fingers for some type of strike. Went right for the Yasha ape's left eye. Reaches in there, goodness, gouges out this thing's eye. Nervously, Baki says, I did it. And then continues to throw punches at this Yasha ape. So he's taken its left eye, and now he's hit it with what looks to be 4 different punches. Then a headbutt, an elbow to the same point as the headbutt. Then another one, same point. Then the heel of his foot to that same spot. So Baki's concentrating all of his attacks to one area, trying to take this Yasha ape down. This is the finishing blow. So he throws this kick, same spot again at this Yasha ape, then does a backflip off of it with the confidence that that's going to end the fight. Baki lands back on his feet only to look up at a mass of just anger, intense strength in front of him. He has to fall down. Yasha ape got his hand together and dug in his eye socket. What is he doing? Oh, I thought Baki gouged his eye out. He merely pushed it in the back of his head. The Yasha ape reached into his head and pulled the eye back out. Now it's hanging from his head via the veins and whatever else. He ate his own eye? That was unexpected. I thought he was just about to push it back in there. He ate his own eye, then smiles. Baki says, what the hell is this thing? My goodness. So the Yasha ape roars. scaring Baki. Then he leaps forward. Baki has his hands up in defense. The Yasha ape wrapped his legs around Baki's torso and starts to lay into Baki. This is the same tactic he tried to use against Yuri, right? Or, yeah, that's the same as Yuri that he did this against. Insane that this Yasha ape would do it. Also kind of crazy that Baki's managing to hold this thing up. Oh no, he fell. Okay, so Baki fell. The Yasha ape is on top of him. But when he fell, looks like, or did Baki throw him? No, I think maybe Baki tripped. And when he fell, the Yasha ape tumbled forward off of Baki. Then he stands up, looks back, and Baki's kind of laying on the ground convulsed, like he's just stiff. I think from his head smacking the back of the back of his head smacking the ground. This Yasha ape is crazy. He does a backflip. Or are these front flips? No, he's doing front flips heading toward Baki. I think Baki feels the ground shaking as this thing is moving toward it. He gets back on his feet and looks like the Yasha ape is one flip away. So now he's in front of Baki. He's cocked back a left strike. He went to try to bite Baki. Baki dodged it. Then here comes that left hand. And Baki managed to dodge that as well as the rest of its advances. He can use this technique over and over with ease. So he continues trying to hit Baki. This time there are a foot and a hand coming. Looks like one of them might have struck him. Yes, definitely hit him. There's blood rushing from the top of Baki's head. The Yasha ape reaches in, grabs Baki, then takes a bite out of his shoulder. Wow, and they left me with that. They ended the volume like that. So that's the end of today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you will look forward to a continuation of Baki versus the Yasha ape. Please leave a comment below, hit the thumbs up, share with your fellow otaku, check the link in the description for the next video, as well as the playlist pertaining to Baki, Garuda, and my gaming channel. Please hit the bell notification on both and subscribe to both channels. I hope to see you over there next upload. Hope to see you next video, and as always, otaku for life.
Oh, I'm tired of all this talk. I'm out.